Hi everyone, and welcome to our website. I'm Ken Carlton, guitar, keyboards, and vocals.
I'm Steve Biswell, bass and vocals.
And I'm George Zunian, drums and vocals.
And a special shout out to our fourth original band member, Dennis Highfield, guitar and vocals.
All four of us were born and raised in Dinuba, California, a small town in the heart of the San Joaquin Valley. We lived less than a mile apart, and we attended the same schools from kindergarten through college.
We grew up together, and we're still together.
We are the original members of
The Accents.
We're a rock and roll band that's been around a while.
And we have quite a story to tell.
Well, here we are in the control room of my now retired recording studio in Madera, California. And we're reminiscing.
And we have a lot to reminisce about.
No kidding. How long have we been together as a band?
60 years.
So let's tell the viewers how the Accents actually became a band.
Well, it all started in 1962 when George and I were in the junior high band class together. We were both in the drum section.
We had a lot in common, and we built a strong friendship.
We realized we had a mutual desire to do something else with music. You know, something more meaningful than just being in a band class.
We were looking for ideas, so we went to a spring dance at the Dinuba Memorial Building to see Jim Waller and the Deltas. They were a popular dance band out of Fresno. They sounded great, and their blue sport jackets were really cool.
We were pretty much in awe. After that, there was no going back.
I borrowed a field drum and a marching cymbal from the school band room. Ken picked up his brother's guitar and a little Epiphone practice amp. And then we started to teach ourselves how to play some simple rock and roll.
Our first tunes were from a lesson book by Mel Bay, How to Play Rock and Roll. In the beginning, we were pretty bad, but it was a lot of fun. It didn't feel like work, but it probably was. I knew a guy who lived across the street from my house, Bob Martin. We were high school freshmen, and he was a senior with a very strange personality, but he had a new Fender Jazzmaster guitar and a Sears & Roebuck Silvertone amp. He was our first new member.
Bob was an okay musician, but we needed somebody to carry us forward. Then we got real lucky, and Steve agreed to sit in with us.
I was taking lessons and already had a nice Sunburst Fender Dual Sonic guitar. After Ken asked me to join the band, I said yes.
Hey Steve, after Bob graduated high school and left the group, weren't you the one that got Dennis Highfield to join the band?
Dennis had been my best friend from elementary school. I asked him to check us out, and he said yes. He had a Fender Dual Sonic too.
But then we had 3 guitar players, a drummer, but no bass player. Then Steve, you volunteered to play bass, a Fender Precision.
That's when we finally became an actual band.
I remember our first band practices at my mom and dad's house. On Tuesday night, Steve's bass amp was sitting in front of my dad's RCA color TV. Well, the amp's speaker magnets were degaussing the picture tube. The TV show Bonanza was on Wednesday nights, and my dad couldn't see his favorite show in living color because everything was green. When I finally found out why my dad was so upset, we decided to move the bass amp to the other side of the living room, and then everything was fine.
My folks let us use the living room at my house. That was good for me. By then I had a new Ludwig White Pearl drum set, and I didn't have to move it to Ken's house as much.
I can still remember how great it was to smell your mom's Armenian cooking coming from the kitchen, and to hear your dad talking to his friends in the language of the old country. That was so special.
We practiced in all 4 of our homes. We were so lucky. Our parents supported us all along the way. They never complained when we had band practice in the house.
And sometimes we got pretty loud.
Yes. They helped us get better instruments and gave us a lot of room to make our own decisions.
I think they were actually proud of us, especially when we started earning money from dance jobs and paying our own way.
They even let us drive ourselves to late night gigs as soon as we had our driver's licenses.
I think they knew the band was keeping us out of trouble. We were too busy to get into drugs or anything, and we were still doing well at school.
And we stayed clean cut. We never missed a gig, and we were never late. We had a rule that said, if you can't dance to it, we won't play it.
And we always tried to keep the songs as close to the original record as possible.
I think we were booked more than the other bands in the area for all those reasons.
Especially after we joined the Musicians Union.
I kept a record of all the places we worked at. We played in more than 67 venues.
We did dances, parties, conventions, fashion shows, rock band competitions, and even nightclubs. And man, we were exposed to a whole lot of life.